You think you're being agreeable, but it's costing you more than you realize. So, always saying yes, avoiding conflict, trying to be liked, all of these scenarios only end up with you feeling unseen and unheard, and very, very resentful, right? So, what is people pleasing really costing you as a man? Right? Let's look at it as a man. What is it really costing you? So, like, when we go through this, or now, what I want you to do is think back or reflect. Like, do you feel like people walk all over you in your life? It could be in your relationships, it could be at work, it can be all walks of your life, right? Do you think or do you feel that people are walking all over you? Then do you overthink what others think of you? You're always worried about what they might think about you and what they're saying about you if they're having a conversation. Is it, are you always worried about what they're going to say, thinking about you? And another massive one is, are you exhausted from keeping everyone happy? Put it that way. Are you putting so much effort into keeping everyone else happy that it drains you massively? Because you might not be introverted, but it's just so that you are trying to keep everyone so happy all the time that all your energy drains with people. Because people pleasing seems kind, but like most of us would think, in the moment it seems like we're being nice and kind, but it's a mask rooted in self betrayal, right? In fear and self betrayal. Let's go. So what? Let's go to the next part. What is the hidden cost of playing to others, of people pleasing? Right? What does this cost you? Well, number one is you become invisible, right? When you people please, you become invisible. The real you disappears. People look after you. So you train people to ignore your needs, right? Like your needs don't get met. No one knows the real you. The real you has gone into hiding. He's disappeared somewhere. Because you're always adjusting to what that person likes or dislikes or wants and doesn't want. You're never really just being yourself. And it builds a silent resentment, right? Because every yes you say when you meant no builds this quiet anger, which then, because you're pushing it down, becomes resentment, and then resentment leaks out through, I don't know, passive aggressive, emotional withdrawal, right? It leaks out eventually. You can't keep just hiding it. And then what this does is that once you've got the passive aggressiveness, the next thing that happens is you undermine trust. What is that? People can sense when you're not honest, right? When there's something not quite right about you, people can sense it. They may like you, right? Like you'll see most people pleasers. If you go look around, even in your own life, people will like you. Everyone likes you. Everyone gets on with you, but no one respects you, right? When you think about it, no one really respects you. You lose your masculine edge, right? You avoid conflict, decisions. You have no direction. You lose your direction because you're folding each time to what someone else wants. So you don't really have your own direction. You're just, okay, well, this person doesn't like this, so I'll stop doing it. Oh, then this goes this. So you're always just folding to what other people want. So, and then, which then leads to burnout, right? You burn yourself out because you carry this emotional weight That's not yours. It's not your emotional weight. It's everyone else's emotional weight that you carry, and eventually it gets too heavy that you can't carry it anymore. And you end up anxious, you end up tired, you end up empty. You're wondering why no one does the same for you. That's massive as well as a hidden man or a nice guy. Like you will always wonder with your corporate contracts, your people pleasing. Like, I do so much for everyone. Why there is a fly? Sorry. Why does no one do the same for me? And why does no one love me enough to do it? So how do you stop this people pleasing? Right? How do we stop it? How do we get out of this people pleasing nonsense? Right? Well, it's not an overnight thing. You can't just get out of it. So you can start small. Start with a small step, with small honesty, right? So say what you actually think in small steps. With small things, practice healthy conflict. This one is very important because I want you to know something. Tension doesn't mean rejection. You have to teach yourself tension doesn't mean rejection, right? With the conflict. Just because there's tension doesn't mean the person is going to reject you, right? And then another one is let people be disappointed. Let people be disappointed. Your worth isn't tied to them to being liked. You have to learn your worth is not tied to being liked. Let them be disappointed. You're not here to please everyone, right? That doesn't mean that you shouldn't please some people in a certain sense. You should people who you respect, people whose opinions matter to you, or should matter to you. Not everyone's opinion, not just any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Just only certain people. But it is. But even with those certain people, your worth isn't tied to being liked. Then rebuild your self-respect. How do you rebuild your self-respect? Through boundaries, right? Boundaries and truth-telling. If you have your boundaries in place, you stick and hold to your boundaries, then you're showing yourself that I respect myself enough to have boundaries. Plus, truth-telling. If you keep telling the truth, then you're also telling yourself, I am respectful enough to be able to tell the truth. And keep your promises you made to yourself and to others. Show up. If you said you're going to wake up at a certain time, wake up at a certain time. Right? Keep your promises. Keep your word. So, think about it. Like, what has people... You can go in your own life. Like, what has people pleasing cost you in your own life? You can do an inventory. Right? Like, comment down below and tell me. Let me know. Like, where exactly have you been people pleasing? And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.